Hey everyone. So, got some funny updates, I guess you could say. Basically, I realized I was making a really simple mistake before. So, if we jump over to my live implementation of the PPO bot, you'll see that I've updated this line here. And the reason that's so important is because I realized before this load function doesn't load the model in place. This actually returns the model. So basically, I was creating a random new maskable PPO policy without ever actually loading in my trained model when I would try and play live. And so now, just a one-line fix. Um, and if we jump back over to, see how I've been doing, currently my elo is in the mid 1100s, which is incredible because I think that most average players are around the 1200 mark. So this really just shows how my bot has actually been learning pretty well, and it's actually really is starting to learn how to play against some good players. So you can see that I went 6 of 10 wins, so 6 wins, 4 losses, and we can watch back like a battle really quickly. So just to kind of show it in action. So we can see here that I'm sending out Diggersby. One thing I've been impressed with the bot in general is just it really is learning to switch pretty well at this point. Like normally, there'll be some moves you'll see in this game where basically it's like back to back switching, just because it realizes there are some bad matchups going on. Um, One thing that's been really helpful, and honestly kind of the thing that helped me diagnose all these issues, that was a bad switch right there. Anyway, but yeah, one thing that helped me diagnose these issues was looking at the distributions of actions that my Pokemon was expecting to take given a certain situation. So those debug statements I added in kind of allowed me to catch this bug, but they've also been teaching me what the Pokemon, or rather what the bot has been learning. So let me go and just pull that up really quickly next to it. So you'll see here basically the conclusion of the battle was just that the opponent enemy forfeited. Um, Unfortunately, this is how some of the battles go. I remember that this one was a really good battle. So this was actually a battle where my bot ended up losing, but it was against an opponent that was in like the mid 1200s in terms of their ranking. So this is really impressive to me just because it literally went down to the final turn. So seeing the bot, get so close against a relatively good player was really cool to see. But while this is going on, I'll go ahead and just show off a little bit of how the output has been helpful. So if we look over here in the output live, we can see, for example, like here is the output for all of our actions. And, so in this particular case, we look down here, we see that we went with action 3, and we can see that action 3, oops, sorry, here's action 3. So action 3 had a almost 99% chance of being the right move in the bot's eyes. And so, we go over, we look at like what was happening in the battle. So we had Sandslash Lola versus Pessimian. And the move that we ended up going with was Iron Head. So we took that move, and then ultimately for that turn, we got back this reward. And what allowed me to catch the initial bug was that basically this distribution of actions wasn't lining up with the actual action that was taken. So it was really cool to, kind of see those debug statements actually be really helpful. Yeah, but coming back here, this battle, so we can see that, it's pretty down to the wire. It's pretty close. They have their Superior out. My Reshiram's going to feint him, Flare Blitz, Blue Flare, rather. So at this point, it's a pretty even matchup. They send out Dunsparce, and this Dunsparce killed me. This Dunsparce was so annoying. Basically, he had a really good kit, and like his defense was just enough that he could kind of always roost to get healthy again. So here he roosts. So my Reshiram can't really do anything against it. It's like all of the damage it's doing is kind of like getting minimized because the Draco Meteor is sapping its special attack. It does Stone Edge, and then finally it gets fainted, I think, in a turn or two. So at this point he's fainted. I'm going to send out my Leafeon. Leafeon's going to use Leaf Blade a bunch of times. And he's just kind of doing the stalling technique at this point. One thing that watching these battles really did kind of drive home with me is that there's certainly a lot more factors I need to include, like stage hazards being one of them. So things like, stones or stealth rocks, that kind of thing I definitely need to incorporate. Leafeon's going to do pretty well here against this guy. I believe Leafeon faints him. And then the final Pokemon that CJ has is Tropius. And, things start off relatively well. Like, I get the first hit in, except instantly I'm fainted. And then, I have a move that's relatively effective, Bug Buzz. But this Leech Seed strategy ends up really paying dividends for Tropius. He can just kind of protect, and, he's literally getting back just enough health and able to refresh Protect enough that he can actually come out on top. But yeah, I was really proud of this match in particular because it was one that went very down to the wire, and just seeing how good the bot can do against, an actual like human player is definitely impressive. So yeah, the outcome of this battle was my rating went down to 1111 and his rating went up to 1240. So yeah, that's where things are at for now. But super excited to see the progress that's made, and that's it for now. So I'll keep you all posted with more updates.